These feline stars are working harder than humans today. From backpack cuddles and pole dancing to bedroom parkour and begging for snacks, they really are living large.
Oh no! Oh no!
Estaba paralizado, con mucho miedo y no me podía mover.
Welcome to the chaotic theater of the animal kingdom, where common sense goes to die and hilarity takes the lead role. We start our journey with a pair of feline film critics who seem far more interested in pawing at each other than watching the travel documentary on the screen. Why look at Europe when you can slap a sibling? Then we transition to the Golden Retriever Logic Center, where one dog decides the best way to lead a friend is by firmly grabbing their tail like a furry handle. It is efficient yet highly questionable. Not to be outdone, a goat tries to bypass the coin slot of a vending machine by licking the dispenser directly, because why pay for snacks when you can taste the metal for free? Finally, we witness a panda performing a dramatic somersault that perfectly encapsulates how most of us feel on a Monday morning. Observe the majestic Arctic marshmallow in its natural habitat as it attempts to execute a perfect tactical role. This fluffy harp seal pup starts with a confident wave to the invisible paparazzi before realizing that gravity on ice is a fickle mistress. It spends several seconds in a state of sheer existential confusion while upside down with its flippers flailing wildly like a stranded beetle. Eventually the laws of physics kick back in and our round friend manages to stick the landing with all the grace of a dropped sack of flour. This is peak performance, and none of us will ever be this aerodynamic or cute while simply trying to exist today. Meet the maestro who takes the term upright piano quite literally. This furry prodigy started with a bold keyboard walk, but things quickly devolved into a culinary crisis. When the tiny stagehand failed to deliver the snacks, our husky soloist hit the high notes in protest. Honestly, it is less of a sonata and more of a very loud complaint. It appears our noble guardian has opened a high-end bed and breakfast in the middle of a blizzard. The local feline community has clearly discovered the hottest spot in town to escape the biting frost. While the big guy looks like he is reconsidering his career as a communal space heater, the cats have already moved in and started claiming the best corners of the straw. It is a classic case of a tough exterior hiding a heart of pure gold. This snowy sanctuary is now officially at full capacity. Move over, puppies, the kittens have taken over the neighborhood fortress today.
Chimpunhoso, chimpunhoso. Que foi, que foi, que foi? Tá toda suja. Ai. Oh.
Caught in the act and instantly abandoned. One moment it is aggressive snuggling, the next it is total social distancing. In the middle of a freezing winter landscape, one giant dog has decided to open the most exclusive and furry bed and breakfast in the neighborhood. As the camera pans toward the wooden shack, you can see a gray cat making a run for it, likely because the rent just went up. Inside the dark den, several more feline squatters are huddled deep in the straw, using their massive canine roommate as a giant, living space heater. This dog has clearly accepted his fate as a multi-cat radiator, staring into the camera with a look of pure, stoic resignation.
Este dragón siente la vibra de su tripa noche y día, saciando sombrita mientras la...
Behold the blurry whirlwind of chaos in its natural habitat. This creature is not a dog but a hyperactive cloud with a great paint job and zero brakes. It begins as an abstract smudge of speed that defies the laws of physics. One moment it is a ghostly streak on the tile and the next it is vibrating so fast it might actually time travel. Finally it pauses for a single second to look directly into your soul with judgment. It is the classic zooming sprint followed by the look of innocent confusion. Fast enough to outrun its own common sense.
Quem tá chegando aí, Belinha? Quem será? Hã? É visita? É só chegar alguém, tocou o interfone, ela fica assim, ó.
Ace thinks he is a mastermind but he is really just a chaotic ginger cloud with zero sense of spatial awareness. Watch as this brave little explorer discovers a mysterious dark portal otherwise known as a regular hanging sweater. He investigates with the intensity of a high-stakes detective only to realize the fabric is actually his greatest mortal enemy. After a brief but intense wrestling match with a sleeve, Ace decides the best course of action is to make a very uncoordinated retreat. He may have lost the battle against the laundry but he's certainly won our hearts with that perfectly timed clumsy exit. Truly iconic behavior.
Kami bertiga di benau. Kami anak pungut. Ketamlan diselimukan antara Adit dengan Iis.
Loaf of the day. Oh, that's a good loaf. It's gonna be a good day.
Look at this fluffy little cloud masquerading as a feline champion. Based on those massive prize ribbons in the background, this tiny cream puff is clearly a decorated professional, though he currently has the structural integrity of a melted marshmallow. You can tell he is deeply committed to his craft of being absolutely adorable while simultaneously appearing to have no bones. One gentle pet from a human hand and he just completely dissolves into the teal blanket. It is honestly impressive how someone so small can win so many awards just by existing in a state of permanent grumpiness and extreme floof. He is not just a kitten, he is an award-winning mood and a total vibe. This neighborhood is definitely not big enough for the two of us, and by the two of us I mean me and this extremely judgmental ginger kitten who clearly thinks I am trespassing on his personal asphalt kingdom. I stepped out for a casual evening stroll only to be met with a gaze so intense it actually made me question my entire life path and whether or not I had accidentally forgotten to pay my imaginary cat taxes this month. He started off with a suspicious side-eye from across the concrete, then decided to close the gap with the terrifying confidence of a tiny lion who knows he is adorable enough to get away with literal highway robbery. Seriously, just look at that posture. He is sitting there like he is about to hand me a very tiny yet very expensive parking ticket. I am officially intimidated.
Bye! Tulog na kayo dyan. Ang sumusunod pa talaga. Ay, ang bilis naman ni Orange. Nasagasaan siya kaya yung may tigwa siya dyan sa kanyang baywang. Yan, nalagaan ko lang din yan ng isang buwan. Tapos, ayan, lumabas ulit siya. Ayaw naman niya doon eh. Ulit siya balik sa lansangan. Kaya ayan, hinayaan ko na lang.
For the B-boys and B-girls, we're in it, do they think? Pump it, louder, come on, don't stop, and keep it going, do it. Let's get it on, move it. Come on, baby, do it.
Behold the supreme master of coziness settling into his tiny plastic throne. One small yawn for cats but one giant leap for adorable internet content. This ginger nugget proves that if you fit you indeed sit regardless of how ridiculous you actually look.
Reminder to make TikToks like no one is watching, because no one is in fact watching.
Hi, I'm Misty. I love to sleep, eat, and play. My dad, my family loves me.
When you finally realize that the weekend has completely vanished and your tongue is the only thing currently functioning properly while you are desperately trying to process life. It begins with a total knockout as these two tiny kittens are fast asleep in a tangled pile of fluff. Suddenly the orange one decides it is time to wake up and choose violence. What follows is a high-speed furry blur of wrestling moves across the floor in bed. They finally settle down for a cuddle, proving that sibling love is messy. Behold the ultimate battle of wits where feline instinct meets human strategy in a high-stakes game of tic-tac-toe. This fluffy genius named Yudi is not just playing for glory but for those delicious treats strategically placed across the board. Every calculated paw move and intense stare down shows that this cat is 3 steps ahead of the competition. Humans think they are the masters of the house until a cat starts winning at logic games. Watch closely as the master of snacks dominates the black-tiled arena with ease.
Party, party, party with a kitty cat.
ये देखो मैकनीना का यूं उसकी हालत देख कितनी बुरी हालत है उसका पता नहीं कौन सा वायरस हो गया।
Your feline friend clearly believes that your blueberry yogurt is actually a joint venture. These two feline masterminds are currently engaged in a high-stakes standoff over a single pebble until they realize they actually forgot the reason for their intense rivalry in the first place today.